You're in.
Whoa,
Bailey, do you want to come sit over here?
Yeah.
I don't sit wherever. She just dropped a couple pieces of potato, so I was trying to get them up before they smushed in.
Hello, booger.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, guys.
Oh.
There's one person in right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Two.
You want to sit on the end so you can watch comments?
And I think my camera's dirty. That's better.
And me.
I'm gonna bring
I'll probably bring the camera a little closer, too.
closer. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is that good? Did you put it HDMI?
No.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why you have one.
I know. I was just,
3 people in. What's going on, guys?
Hey, who's here? Comment. What?
I'm watching the comments on here, too.
Oh, sweet. I told my dad, texted my family, and of course we put it on. It's fine.
We just. Yep.
They can't see anyway, so we're all laughing at me.
We've got a
Amy,
1-year-old.
Amy's
You can see her hand right now.
Is that good?
She loves the M&Ms.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see what has. Hey, Off Kilter Homestead, what's going on? We are here with Fuller Life, Texas. Yes, I always get the 2 names mixed up. I apologize. Just hanging out. These are our special guests.
Very special.
Very special. We have 4 people watching. Usually, sometimes we get a few people. Sometimes it just depends. Once it's summertime,
Oh, yeah.
so people are probably out on the lake and whatnot. And chores. There's lots of chores going on right now.
Yeah.
So, how's everyone's garden doing? That's always a hot topic. Well, I always think it's a hot topic.
Yeah.
How's yours going?
Well, you guys go first.
Ours is so we set up a 25-foot by 75-foot garden bed out at our place, and we quickly realized we didn't have a sufficient water source.
Okay.
So we got one of those green, hammerhead sprinklers,
Yeah.
and it would only get about half of it. So, and I couldn't reach the water hose far enough to get the other, because we did 2 lines, one of pumpkin and one of squash, that was the whole 75 feet, and I could only get about half of it watered. So it's suffering right now.
Yeah, and it's in a place that doesn't get shade until pretty good into the evening, and we planted early for what we planted, and so we think we're kind of burning them up right now.
Right.
We had really strong starts, but then the lack of water.
I have noticed that this year, last year my garden was a total flop. This year I have noticed that, things that say full sun, in Texas really don't need full sun.
Would make sense.
They don't. So shade is good. Shade is real good in Texas.
We found where we put our pigs at yesterday. We're going to turn into our new garden spot, our trial number 2, because the first one's obviously not going to work. But it's set up right in the middle of 2 pretty big trees, and it stays really nicely shaded between and it gets a full sun between probably 11 and 3 o'clock, and then after those times it's shaded or partly shaded the rest of the time. So
Partly shaded is definitely a must, or else it burns it up. Yeah.
And we're able to get the water, it's closer to the water source, and so we still have those lines coming. That'll be helpful, but if we didn't, then at least things would reach better, or we would have more slack to move around.
crazy critter lady said that her garden wilted. So ours is probably the same. I didn't even look at our pumpkins and squash this morning, and we planted sweet corn, and we planted 40. We planted 40 sweet corn starts that we did in pots, and there's 3 of them still standing right now.
Yeah.
I was always, I read that sweet corn isn't good like when you started and then replant
Yeah,
it.
we were gonna do a trial to where we were gonna
Yeah.
do 40 that we started in pots and 40 that we were gonna direct seed. And I mean, both of those are kind of flopping right now because of the location that we chose.
Gotcha.
But with, we're being brand new to growing in Texas. We never had a garden whenever we lived here before. So
Mm-hmm.
being new to growing in East Texas and kind of and new to the land on what gets shade, the right amount of shade, everything. So it's just all a learning curve.
Absolutely, and you'll learn something every single year you do it.
Yeah.
I feel like we
Especially out here, because you'll have like this year, in spring, we were fairly dry.
Mm-hmm.
Last spring we flooded, so it washed away all of our seeds.
Yes.
So it's just, year to year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the time you think you got it down, the weather changes and it's like,
It's all,
All
it's
it
a new
changes
ballgame.
every year.
How's your corn doing after the wind?
Okay, so I'm very bad at uploading videos on time. That probably happened in May, I
yeah.
think. So it did great and it's standing and I got 2 ears, but my problem is that I didn't pick them in time. And so like, there's a test that you can do where you take, your thumbnail and you poke it and if it's white, creamy, then it's perfect. Well, I did it and it was like clear and the kernels were nice and plump. And so I'm like, yeah, it was too late. I waited too long. And then I also, what do you want to call it? Yes, thank you. I planted them too close.
Yeah, we did that. We did sweet corn up in Washington last year, and I did a 4 foot by 4 foot section of them, and it was I planted them way too close. I think we had a total of so we planted 16 plants, 4 foot by 4 foot. Well, no, it was double that, so 32 whatever plants in that 4 foot by 4 foot area, and we probably had 12 stalks come up, but out of that it was maybe 4 actual heads came up.
And they were like half. It was like half corn
Yeah.
that it actually produced.
None of them had kernels. They didn't pollinate very well just because
No.
so few came up.
Right.
Are you hugging my
Well,
foot?
I had the first half, because I planted them 2 weeks apart. I took the tassels from the top and I actually self-pollinated them or whatever,
Yeah.
and rubbed the male part of the corn, I guess is what they call it, on the silk, and that helped. I had a lot more better turnout in my first half of the corn than I did the second half, just because I didn't get out there in time to actually. Oh wow! It
Y'all
goes
can't
right
see
up
it.
to her knees.
Emmy's putting on boots down here.
Yes.
She'll put on our shoes and try to walk
the
around the
size of
house.
her body.
Yeah. Off Kilter said that the Florida is the same and the sun is evil.
Oh, mine's not updating.
Yep, that's the only ones I've got. I
Oh,
haven't
there.
gotten
It came on now.
It's funny because I had never heard of having to help your plants out with doing that. And then when we first got here, I was at my mom's house for a little bit, and she has her backyard potted garden with all her different things, and she's been really nursing her watermelon lately. And every morning she waters, and then she'll walk up and be like, "Hi, good morning," and ruffle her watermelon around. And I'm like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And she said, "Well, my mama said you have to touch them and talk to them every day, or they won't grow." And now they're flourishing and making fruit, and I'm like, that's so strange. Touch them and talk to them every day.
Well, they say that plants because we breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Plants like the carbon dioxide, right? Yeah. Hey, Dad, I'm watching you. Did you harvest your garlic? No, I need to.
Good reminder.
Thanks, Dad.
The one before that.
And crazy, I only get 1 ear, and it was half formed before it dried up. Yeah.
That's about how ours was.
That's how ours were last year.
The
Hopefully-
second half of mine were like that. Sorry.
I mean, y'all know better than we do, but how does fall corn do?
I heard it does really good. In fact, I'm gonna, I gotta order some. Hopefully it'll be here pretty quick because I think you have to plant it here within the next couple weeks.
Gemini's on, she'll probably know good too.
Gemini, when do you plant fall corn? Do you
Yeah.
know?
She's a genius.
Yeah, she knows
gardener.
a lot of stuff on gardening.
And there's
yes.
Buddy.
Hey,
Buddy.
Biden. Family Homestead. Plant pole beans at the base or the stalk of your corn will last and will take off. Pole
Like-
beans.
Do you
around
plant them after the stalk is already like grown up, or are you planting them at the same time?
That's good. I'm not a really good gardener. Like I say that, but I'm a beginner, so I'm learning a lot of stuff.
I couldn't keep anything alive. People say they have a green thumb. Well, I had the opposite of, and I just, while we were in Washington, we were there for, after we got into the homesteading thing, we were there for 2 growing seasons. Like
the
2
first one
years.
flopped.
The first one was just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
We even bought, because I knew I wouldn't be able to get anything started from seed because I wasn't good enough. We went and bought a whole bunch of starts from like Home Depot, and
Died.
They died too.
they all died. I don't know why, because maybe I was overwatering them. I don't know, but
And then
they just all died.
our second year, we got pumpkins and zucchini, a couple pickling cucumbers. It like really flourished the second year,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't feel like we did much different.
Yeah.
Well, so we planted cherry tomatoes, and we just kind of like let it go, and I didn't really worry about it too much, and I didn't stake it up or nothing. I didn't trellis it. It was just growing in the raised garden bed that we have, and it was just a big bush.
Oh, it took
And
over.
like a third of the way through the season, we went and actually I picked it up, and there was just hundreds of cherry tomatoes growing underneath the bottom of it.
Wow.
I don't
Green
think-
ones.
Yeah,
Pages
none of them ever
farm.
turned red.
Off kilter said corn is a nitrogen hog, so having the beans planted satisfies.
They're
Say
nutrient.
it.
I don't English, so.
Satiates the corn.
It's like
You don't know.
like saturated.
That's what I thought it said at
Those
first. but-
bigger words, I don't know.
Hey Laura.
This is a really
Love
nice
the
couch.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This kind of makes me like just want to curl up and take a nap.
Sectionals are nice.
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Almost did when we went all the way to Mount Pleasant.
So we were driving here, and we only live about 40 minutes away. And in my head, I looked up the Google Maps on how to get here. I was like, all right, cool. I just get on one like main highway, and I follow that highway until I have to exit for their house. Cool. And so I got on that road, and I just stayed straight on that road, not knowing that when we passed the town, that road turned into a different highway. And so we just kept going up that road until we, got another 40 minutes north of you guys. So, by the time I realized that we needed to turn around, it was like starting over again, and it was the same 40 minutes to get here from that turnaround point. So, we drove for 2 hours, but no big deal.
We got some more of East Texas.
Yeah. I said I unconscious or subconsciously decided to take the scenic route.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Bit of a detour.
Say she ate.
She ate.
She.
Say she ate some of that corn.
She ate. That will make me remember that.
Well, really, the corn is eating the nitrogen, so it's like she.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, besides corn, what else do you guys plant? Like, do you have anything else you want to plant for the fall garden?
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, like I said, it's.
Strawberries in the fall?
I don't know.
Well, we gotta find. We want to do strawberries and asparagus, but we want to find like a permanent area to do them in.
Oh, you guys are being annuals. I know for sure we want to do like some beets because I want to try pickling beets, and then we want to do a summer squash and a winter squash. I don't know exactly which type we want to do yet, but definitely a squash. What else is it? Do beans. We wanted to try peas, but right now it's too hot. Our starts like right up on the peas.
Mm-hmm.
We had spinach and peas and celery that never even came up. So
No.
I've tried to grow celery and spinach every single year for like the last 4, and it never works out.
Yeah.
Bugs get to the spinach.
Yeah.
Either that or just
No.
it doesn't germinate, or it comes up a little bit and then dies off. I don't know.
Hi, Lucy. Good to have you. Thanks, Gemini Homestead. I appreciate it. Yeah, she has her 2 cents too, doesn't she?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
she does.
Opinion on everything.
She's got that food energy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we fed her a cookie. Don't feed a 2-year-old a cookie.
You may want to tell again who they are. Just
Okay.
random.
So yeah, we have Fuller Life Texas here with us. They're another YouTuber channel. So why don't you check them out? I'll have him like say hi or something so that you guys can check out his channel. Just click on it if you haven't already. I do have a question about strawberries. When do you plant strawberries in Texas? Now, my dad sent me home some last summer, and I replanted them here, but they completely freaking died. And it was August when I replanted them. So of course, Texas heat, they burnt up. So I'm thinking maybe when it gets cooler is the better time to plant strawberries.
Yeah, or planting them inside like a hoop house with a shade cloth on it.
Okay.
Our strawberries in Washington did really good the second year.
Yeah, strawberries in Washington were awesome.
Yeah. The
this
first year that we had our plant, because we got a start from the store, and it didn't really produce. Like we had a couple of green here and there on the strawberries, but they never really turned or ripened. And then over the winter time and stuff, and it's off season, we kind of forgot about it and let the rain and everything take care of it. And then when it was back in season, we paid more attention, and on that second year, it was producing a ton of new strawberries, and they were ripening. So I don't know if age plays into it also.
I think so. I think the first year, like you said, they're just young and they need to get those roots developed. I just haven't had a chance. Like, I've planted them a couple of different times. I've even bought those dried out ones from Tractor Supply, and nothing ever comes up.
Amy's messing with y'all. I think we just need to like have a camera on her. And
Right.
let that be the line.
Absolutely.
You're the
I mean,
show.
She might get a little more laughs and comments.
It's like Arms Family Homestead with
Putting a GoPro on a goat.
yeah,
Put a GoPro on a toddler and see what you
There
get.
you
put
go.
that on your pigs.
And when we're moving on.
Yeah.
That was
We moved our 4 pigs for the first time yesterday. We had to move them. I think it was the distance between where they were and where we needed to put them was 200 feet, and it ended up they probably went half a mile between taking them around our entire yard and through our tractor shed and everywhere else, because they just went on a detour and took the scenic route to get to the new pig or new pen. As soon as we let them out of their original pen, they just scattered. We had a food bucket thinking that they were going to follow us. No, they cared nothing about food and just scattered in 4 different directions.
It's like they foreshadowed us today with going the scenic route.
Yeah. It's like going to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah,
They went to their Mount Pleasant yesterday.
We got them in the new pen and they've been fine since, but it was definitely an experience.
Goodness gracious. Are they cheerleaders?
I mean, you gonna come here?
All right.
She's so much happier now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do y'all still have growing out here?
Zucchini, squash, cantaloupe, and watermelon. I planted some a little later than my normal. I've had a couple of my zucchini and squash plants just kind of dry out and wilt. Probably my fault because I'll get up in the morning and I'll go milk and then I'll come back and do some chores and I gotta leave for work. So I don't get to the garden as much as I'd like to, and with the Texas heat, you really need to water it every day. And so I'm pretty sure that it's my fault that it hasn't.
So I just ordered a little combo kit from Farmer's Friend LLC. If you never heard of it, Farmer's Friend LLC.com, I think. But they sell an irrigation pack for field irrigation, and there's a couple of ones. They have like a drip irrigation system, but a field irrigation system I got comes with 5 stands and sprinkler heads, and then the water line. So I'm gonna set that up and just hook it up to a timer
Yeah.
on our water source whenever we get this new garden set up, probably. And that way we don't really have to worry about it. It'll just be on its timer to go off whenever you want it to. That might be something to think about.
We've thought about it. It's just we haven't actually gotten to it. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
next year.
It wasn't outrageous what he found.
That's
I
good.
would think like a big system like that would cost a
Yeah.
ton.
Yeah, it was only like $120 or something.
Yeah.
That's not
It
bad.
wasn't
Yeah.
and we'll have to get the timer separate, but you know. that's more of a goal before I have to go start teaching again.
Is that like, do you know how much that timer was?
Oh, you can buy a
Oh,
timer,
it's
$20 on the Tractor Supply or Lowe's.
Oh, okay. So it really wouldn't take much to get something
No,
set up,
it's not
Mm-mm.
mine.
so that I wouldn't have to go
Well, and that's
all
like,
the time.
That's what my
I
problem
would
was,
make
you
your
know.
job easier.
No, why not?
Modern homesteading, you know, you have all these processes. If you can streamline what you do
Yeah.
to limit the amount of input you actually have to do, that's the best.
It is. Time
That's what we were
saving.
talking about, using the drone to run fence lines and stuff, so that you don't actually have to go walk them. You can go check on animals and stuff throughout the day with a drone,
Mm-hmm.
and if you see something wrong, then you can go out there.
especially in the heat of the day in Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah, it is.
I got my tractor back yesterday, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah,
After 3
3 weeks. We bought a
Wow.
Branson tractor with a cab on it, had the AC. It was awesome.
Bragging.
I'm bragging, yeah. You wish you had the cab.
I do wish it. I absolutely do.
But it ended up having some recall issues on it, so we had to take it back to the dealer. And it took and they gave me a loaner. They gave me the same tractor without a cab. And for 3 weeks, I've been using that, and I am so glad I got that. It got to where, so with the cab, I was using the middle part of the heat of the day to be able to go outside in the tractor and mow and do the things I needed to do instead of going inside and resting or anything. Yeah, who needs rest, especially when you have a cab AC tractor. And so I was using that middle part of the day with that tractor to go out and do everything in the heat of the day so that, in the cooler parts I could be outside doing what I needed to do.
Yeah.
But then when I had the no cab tractor, that schedule of my work day quickly ceased to exist,
Mm-hmm.
and my work productivity ceased cut in half.
And then we noticed that like going through the really tall and thick brush with no cab and no shield,
Yeah.
it's so much harder, and especially like when you're breathing it all in and you're new to the area. Like
I was
there
dumb
was
and didn't put a
some-
face mask or anything on. I didn't put my clown mask on,
Emerson, hey,
and so I just my throat was all
Come
torn
here.
up.
don't
Yeah.
like that. Come here.
One of those.
Actually,
Hurry.
other people's
Yeah, and I infected all of
Stop
my
it.
pasture.
virus.
Sorry
Yeah.
guys.
With the sickness.
No, leave it.
I'm trying to share it on Facebook.
Come here. She wants
That
to say
is-
hi. Hi.
What I'm
Look up there.
Sorry.
Hi.
This is EJ. She's almost 2 years old. She's a terror.
We got down
She
to
loves
two
her little
watching.
chickens and playing in the sprinkler.
Maybe. Oh well.
There's 4 people.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm not 16.
see, everyone's busy. It's okay though. We can keep talking.
Yeah.
And what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Huh?
What were you saying?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's
All
not,
the
not
time.
important.
You and Hunter mowed it was the pasture, right? How long did that take y'all with that 8 foot of span?
Oh.
No, we divided and conquered. So I mowed the back half, and then he mowed this front half. And so it took us 2 or 3 hours. There's about 10 or 11 mowable acres back there. And so, obviously mine was a little bit quicker, but he can go a little faster on the
Zero turn.
zero turn.
Yeah. We really want to get a 0 turn, but I want like a wide one since we don't really have any narrow areas
Yeah.
to get through.
If we didn't have to pull it into
My
the gate,
garden.
through the gate for the garden, we would have gotten a bigger one too. But
Yeah.
It just
It
barely
does.
makes
It does just barely fit. I saw that. What kind of snake was that you found?
Yeah. I had no
I
idea.
think just a garden snake.
He would know.
That's
Yeah.
usually what they are.
I was trying to see it on the screen, but our service out there, like I get like the
Sketchy.
lowest quality video, so it just pixelated. I can't see it.
So we could
think it's
make
just
out that it was a
green.
snake, but then it was like, yeah, all over the
Mhm.
place.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few out there. The kids have seen more than I have, but yeah, I don't think it
This
was.
is the most we've seen this year.
Yeah, we don't have the cats. The cats disappeared. We had barn
Yeah.
cats.
And they took care of it.
Yeah, I think we need to get some more barn cats.
Yeah, we do.
I have a
Yes.
couple.
We have a hookup.
Yeah, we do have a hookup. My grandma still has a bunch of them.
If Nana will, she
If they're wanting to
these
dispose of any, we'll take them.
well these cats were like left out on her
Somebody
front
dumped them on
lawn.
our
And
property.
she didn't even know that they were there.
Uh-huh.
And when they figured out they were there, she started taking them in and figuring out, okay, who could take them. But as she was doing that, she was also spoiling them.
Yeah.
And
They didn't want to leave.
When they brought us to our house, she brought us a list of their daily schedule.
What?
and how she fed them with milk, and how the male cat, if you put food down and he turned up his nose, that meant he wanted milk now.
She wrote that on
Yeah. Since we've had them, you know, they're outside, they've been around our other outside cat. They love playing in the tall grass and climbing the trees. And now we put dry food down and they're like, yes, and go right after
They're not
it.
as
So,
spoiled.
We had a stray that came up, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That we had for 2 years, and it was a great cat.
Stop coming around.
Just quit coming. And then we went to the pet store, bought one.
And he would go and then come back and go and come
I
back.
think he got
and-
laid by the other cats over here. We forgot to get him fixed, and then hormones took over, and he quit
disappeared.
coming back.
Yeah, he quit coming back.
Mm.
ours, our older outside cat is a male. He's been fixed. And then the two we got one female, one male. And I don't know what our plan is for fixing our
Breed 'em.
male.
I'm not gonna breed those cats.
Isn't that
No.
what us farmers do? We just breed everything.
Just breed everything.
No, so yeah, we need some more barn cats because we were cleaning out the garage to work on our cool room.
Yeah.
So we have some awesome plans coming up to make a cool room. And so we were cleaning out the garage and the kids found mice and they caught the mice. They came in and got gloves, so they weren't touching them with their hands. I was
I
like,
think there was about 10 of them.
and there was a bunch of them in our garage. So,
'Cause of all
but
our
they
feeds
caught them
and
all by
everything.
their hands. And like they would take the glove off and then tie it and suffocate it so that it would die.
And then they went and fed the snakes in the pond.
Yeah, and then they put the rest in a bucket, and so they couldn't get out, and took it out down to the pond, so that the snakes could eat them. Yes. So they
Was
had
that that
fun.
bucket that was down there when we were flying
Yeah.
Joan? Right on. I just thought it was a random bucket sitting down there. Now I know that its purpose.
Yeah.
Did they take the suffocated ones out of the gloves and give those to snakes
Yep.
too, or they just went to the trash?
Did they?
Yeah, some of them they did, and some of them are in garbage.
Yeah, I think I put the one I did that. I did put it in the trash, but I know that there was a couple laying out on the side. They were like, okay, we're just gonna put it over here, but
They were worried about the snakes.
So we've only
yeah, no, it's funny.
we found a bunch of snake skins in like our feed barn and stuff whenever we moved in, but we haven't seen any snakes yet.
But we
And
do
we
have
found-
3 dogs and 3 cats running around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we found we've had one mouse and it was inside the house, and it was getting in our pantry. So the very first week we lived there, we stocked up the pantry with stuff, and then
Of course.
one morning we walked in and Bailey grabbed, or I guess it was midday, Bailey grabbed the cookie box of
There
Chips
was
Ahoy
like
cookies.
A hole right in it, and I was
There's
like,
holes in it.
Tanner, did you do this?
Yeah.
Of course, blame the husband.
He didn't even look up. He's like, yeah, I had some last night. And I said, no, but did you do this? And he walked over and he's like, oh, no. And when we
So
opened
why
it
would I do
up,
that?
sure enough, there was
There's
some
some little rat
little drops.
droppings in there.
Yeah.
We caught the rat with a mouse trap like the next night, which I mean, and that's the only issue. I haven't had any other issues.
Yeah, we don't have them
besides
in
that.
here, other than the garage.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of the wolf spiders.
Yeah.
a lot of those spiders, but they're fine.
Like yesterday, I
In
was.
this corner here, in this peak, there's like 10 or 12 on the outside.
Outside
Oh,
of the house.
I'm looking inside.
Yeah.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
There's a whole colony of daddy longlegs. It's like, ooh, maybe if I kill him, we'll get some rain.
Yes.
We desperately need some rain.
Mm-hmm.
I went to sweep yesterday and I knocked one of Emmy's car toys, and when I did, this big wolf
They're
spider
huge.
came out from under it, and it gave me the heebie-jeebies because I was like, what else are they gonna hide under
Talk
that
about
I
giving
have
her
to
the-
pick up?
The heebie-jeebies. We're going to bed the other night, and she gets in bed, and I'm getting on the other side, and she just screams, hops up, and she's like, "Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!" Screaming at the top of her lungs, runs into the bathroom. And I'm like, "What?"
One ran across
I'm
the
looking.
comforter.
I'm looking like down the hall of the house, out the window. Like, what did you see? And she's like, "A spider!" And it was, huge one running across our mattress. or the sheets, and I got it out and took it outside, but I didn't think she was gonna come to bed that night.
I don't do spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It was worse than the frog, because you know, a few weeks before I got up to go use the restroom and stepped on a frog in the house.
Somehow,
It was so funny.
our house sat vacant for over a year between the time that we bought it and the time that we moved in. So we just had critters and everything decide that this new dry place, they were going to make it home. So now we're kind of, evicting all of them.
Uh-huh.
They're learning that they can't live
They
there
stop
anymore.
evictions in Texas?
Not for critters.
Oh,
It's funny. Whenever we were cleaning up the house to get ready to move our stuff in, and we found lots
no.
of
It's,
different things. My mom was like, "They're just gonna come back. Like, don't freak out about it. They're just gonna come back." And I said, "Well, these aren't my bugs. When they're my bugs, they can stay."
then you'll get your pasture nice and good, and then you'll get the moles.
Oh yeah,
And
of
then
course.
those will really make you mad.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law has become a
Shoot every
professional.
armadillo you see.
Okay, so we have a second septic tank that's across the driveway road behind our house. There's a second septic tank there, and it's burrowed out underneath it. And the previous owner said that there were armadillos that lived under there, but I haven't seen them yet. I've been looking.
Yes.
I've been waiting for them to come out or
'Cause
something.
they will put holes
Mhm.
feet deep,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll follow them. And
Yeah.
we
What are you
spent,
doing?
what,
You're not
we did a
taking
video
my
on
spot. Oh yeah, we're filling up the holes.
filling up all the holes, and Jaden could get all the way into one.
Oh man.
It's all, I mean, and they're,
It went up to his like waist.
we worry about the cows and their legs getting in them.
Yeah.
I just noticed today while I was mowing around the front of the house that there's two pretty good sized holes going underneath one of our decks, and
Oh, the technical front.
she calls the front of our house the technical front that faces the road. But we don't use that side of the house as the front of the house because our driveway wraps around to the back. So it's the technical front of the house. Yeah, there's two big holes that go down underneath the porch. I stuck my
They're
feet in
big.
both of them and they connect on the inside
Oh wow.
and go down further. So I haven't seen anything digging up around it.
There.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Armadillos don't bite, but
Yeah.
they're blind too, so.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why
I'm
they
just,
run right at you.
I don't know, like I'm sure my dogs will find something if it is coming in and out, but I didn't notice that hole previous to today. So it could have been there and I just missed it, but I doubt it.
I think the first year we were here, we went on a killing spree of armadillos.
Yeah, we did.
I haven't really seen them since.
No.
What'd you do with them once you killed them? Just toss them out and
Honestly, let the coyotes in.
Coyotes and the
Whatever,
vultures
foxes.
and yeah, whatever.
I wonder if a pig would eat an armadillo. I wonder if I'd want them to.
I was gonna say, don't
So they do.
armadillos eat like nasty
Oh,
stuff?
okay.
Well, and they carry leprosy,
Yeah.
so they
Ah, that's what it is.
transfer in. I don't know if that'll transfer, but I wouldn't.
I wouldn't try it.
No.
I don't
I mean,
necessarily
they
want
will
I don't
eat
necessarily want to
humans, so.
become a leper after eating pork.
Right?
Pork.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Work as they must.
Oh yeah. COVID caused by bats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's where my mind went.
Oh.
I was
We
like,
want
oh, if I
bats.
can get
We wanna
leprosy
get
from a
bats.
pig.
Eat mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
We have
We see them here and there, but not a whole lot.
we have some of the field swallows that are housed up around our place.
Yeah, that's what all these nests are
Yeah.
inside.
What are
Then they just
for?
disappear though, and they don't come back. They eat the bugs,
They
the
do.
flies.
Oh.
That's what Greg Judy was talking about. He likes field swallows because
Mhm.
they have natural flight control for the cows.
So don't kill them,
Well,
basically.
we don't.
No, I'm just saying, like we've accidentally killed them. We had a nest up here and we had knocked them down because we just didn't want the birds up there. But then it's like,
They're a good thing.
yeah, they're a good thing. So
Is that what we had, the babies that fell out and died? Were those?
Those are barn swallows, yeah. We had a nest in what we call the brooder barn. It's basically a carport with a little garage on it that we're turning into our pens for baby animals, the baby
Sure,
pigs when they
boy.
come in, the chicks
Just
eventually.
tell them to go down.
And we had a nest up in the roof of that. There was 3 barn swallow little birds, and all 3 of them. I don't know if they jumped out of the nest saying that they were ready to fly because they seemed like they were big enough. But I found all 3 of them on the ground one day, and
It was
the
like-
pigs got them.
Yeah, it was like one day, and then the next day the other 2. So.
Yeah.
Crazy critter lady. I have critter problems in my back house. It's only used for storage. Yeah, that's what kangaroo rats. What is a
What?
kangaroo rat?
Ooh, I can picture it.
Hop around like, but not be a rat.
Yeah, that's what I imagine, like a little.
Yeah, but then like, can they like, when kangaroos get mad and they like back kick you?
Maybe they carry another kangaroo rat.
Oh my god.
Carry another kangaroo rat in its kangaroo rat pouch.
Now I have to
No,
like
talking
see
about
this
kangaroo.
drawing.
Oh, okay.
Comment you didn't want to address.
That's what we have a bunch of like storage areas right now because we're not using all of the buildings and everything yet. We haven't made it to them, so that's what I keep noticing is a lot of critter activity around in those. And then in our house, whenever we moved in, it's gotten a lot less now that we're actually living there. But
Chicken.
SpaghettiOs.
You just bounced off.
she just took a nosedive off the couch
Go.
Like a champ.
like a
She
champ.
didn't cry at all. She's gonna do it again. It's Daredevil.
Much different than when we first got here, where every little thing made her cry.
It was in her
Are
way.
you saving that for later?
Yeah.
Are you gonna jump? Do it. You coming?
Come on.
Ready? Nope. Oh, okay.
Okay.
You just wanted to hold a hand. Okay.
She'll usually just walk, like if one of us is there to catch her with her arms out, she just walks, and
Trust fall.
Yeah.
yeah.
She just trusts
Lots
y'all.
of trust falls.
Without announcing.
Okay, so kangaroo rats have long back feet and they hop and have a fuzzy pom-pom at the end of their tail. They're actually kind of cute to watch. Well, I'll leave the watching to you. And I do not want to mess with a kangaroo rat. It just sounds like a bad day.
Are they around here?
I don't know. Crazy Critter Lady says that they have them. I don't know where you're at though.
Yeah, I don't know what she's in.
Crazy Critter Lady, where are you at? I want to say California. I thought she's commented on a couple of our videos, if I'm correct. I think that's where it was. I could totally be wrong though. Because I think that, but I think in some of her comments.
I think now that you describe that, I think I've seen pictures of a kangaroo rat before. Does it have like little frillies on the top of its ears too? I remember seeing a picture of a mouse that was like that and had a pom-pom on its tail and little frillies on the end of its ears.
I don't know, now I'm curious.
Me too. I want to Google it and like see it.
Kangaroo rats.
We watch a lot of children's movies, and so Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs has
yeah.
like the bird rats that he mixes together, and so I have this like horrible image in my head of like a rat with kangaroo rat with wings or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't have them.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'm waiting for her to respond. She might have left, I don't know.
So, what are y'all's plans for a fall and winter garden? Since you have your zucchini and squash going now, and your melons and stuff now, what are you planning to do with the next round?
I think you can do another round of squash and zucchini, so I might do that, because who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
Definitely pumpkins. I actually do have couple plants of pumpkin in there that I forgot to mention, and I have one pumpkin out of the 3 plants that is probably about ready. But I've never actually done anything with pumpkin. I know that you can obviously can it or freeze it for like pumpkin pie, but I've personally never done that. So yes, for bread. Pumpkin bread is great. He really
We made
loves
zucchini
pumpkin
bread.
We made a lot of zucchini bread, and it was really good.
That was really good.
My grandparents or grandma used to make zucchini bread a lot when I was a kid, and I just didn't care for it.
Yeah.
We made it for 4-H too, when we, take it to get judged at the fair. But other than making it for fair, that's the only time I ever made it, and I didn't really care for it.
We did it like zucchini and banana
Yeah.
together, or zucchini and chocolate chip together, so that whatever the other flavor was, it masked the zucchini, but the zucchini kept it moist.
Moist.
So I did like a cinnamon roll bread, and I incorporated zucchini into it, and like the way I shredded it with the really fine side of like the cheese grater,
I think so, yeah.
it made it seem non-existent in the bread, other than it keeping it really moist.
You could freeze pumpkin the same way you do squash, right? I would imagine so.
I don't know.
Well, we did. We
Our
did do it.
only experience with pumpkin was a total fail. We did the big pumpkins, and we got like 2 or 3 of them from our garden, but they weren't the right pumpkin for canning or baking with or any of
Our
that.
idea was to make like pumpkin pie
Like-
pumpkins that we could use, but we ended up getting like the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and they grew really big, but the inside of them, like, they just weren't, like, the meat
They're
on them
not
inside
meaty.
was, yeah, they weren't very good.
It was
So we
very
ended up,
watery.
yeah, we cut them all up and stuff, and we dug as much of the meat out as we could and put them in freezer bags, and we put them in the freezer, and I mean, they,
roasted them first. You had to roast them in the.
oh, that's right, yeah. We had to do we're preparing to make pumpkin pie out of them, so trying to make the filling, we had to roast the pumpkin, and then we put it in the freezer to save, and just because, I think because of the type of pumpkin we got, it wasn't gonna make good pumpkin pie.
And we did. We made a couple of pies out of it. I mean, we had a lot of pumpkin, so we tried freezing some of it in what are the bags called?
They're like the vacuum seal bags.
Yeah, in vacuum seal bags. We tried putting
That.
some in jars, and then I made 2 pumpkin pies out of it, but it was like the pumpkin taste wasn't there, and it didn't pick up on the sweetness, and even the color was
It
off.
was just really
like,
soupy too.
yeah, it was soupy. It didn't bake well. So this time around, we were gonna try the smaller, like I don't know if they're sugar bee pumpkins, but there's sugar in the name of them, and they're much smaller.
So it's probably got to be specific pumpkin for baking pumpkin pie, just like the jack-o'-lantern ones are specifically made for carvings for that. So no one's really gonna. Well, I mean, we could eat them, but it's not really made for that. They're just made for carving.
Yeah, we learned that quickly.
We just didn't know it. We
Yeah.
picked up pumpkins and we were like, okay, cool, and they grew really well.
Yes.
But yeah,
we had one pumpkin that,
It was
I don't know how heavy it
massive.
was because we didn't. Did we actually weigh it?
No.
Yeah, we didn't weigh it, but I mean, it was large.
Yeah.
It would have made a nice jack-o'-lantern,
Jack-o'-lantern.
but it wasn't October, so.
Right.
No.
Well, the pumpkin that we have, like I just for fun planted it. I think I planted one that was jack-o'-lantern and then one that was not jack-o'-lantern, but I can't remember what the name of it was. And I have plenty of seeds left, so I'll have to pull them out. Plus I took a screenshot or a picture of it so I could see what it was too.
Yeah.
So, but I was just hoping that it would actually grow. I wasn't sure if it would. But they say that if you want it ready for Halloween, to plant, I think the last week of July or the first week of July.
Okay.
Because it's like, and it also depends on the not the brand, but the breed, I guess.
Yeah.
Because certain pumpkins will take a certain amount of time, and others will take different. So you have to, everyone's different. Yep. Sorry guys, got to go feed the critters. I'll check back with you. I'm done when I'm done. If you're still here, sounds great. Thanks for coming in and chatting with us. I appreciate it.
Emmy, no
Yes.
man.
Hey Franny, did
No.
don't want that falling on her.
on.
Did mom ever freeze pumpkin like that? Franny's my sister.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if she's still on. It's funny because, I grew up on a farm and I remember kind of doing stuff with them, but I don't remember like how to do it and what I need to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, sometimes I wish I could just go back into my childhood and be like, okay, you need to remember this. You need to like pay attention because you're going to be doing it sometimes.
Yeah. Like make little mental notes.
Yes. I used to garden all the time with my dad. My dad has like 4 acres of garden, and he still does it.
Are you gonna go all the
And
way
he even went to
across?
college for agriculture.
Cool.
So I ask him, probably not as often as I should about stuff. But it's also different because he's in Western New York. So Texas is a lot different what he would plant.
Yeah.
There, you don't plant at the same time down here. So it is also hard in that aspect. I just know she has froze squash. Yeah, I don't know. I know that she has frozen squash. Mom actually sent some pumpkin down. I think I have some of Mom's pumpkin frozen in the freezer still that I haven't used. Maybe I should pull that out and make some pumpkin pie or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta work with it.
Yeah.
One tip that I did see last year when we were going through the pumpkin process was when you're getting ready to do your homemade pumpkin pie filling, if you want to store any of it for the next year, to try to refrain from sugaring it before you store it because of the way the sugar could like react in the storing process, whether
Right.
freezing it or
It won't
canning
last as
it.
long,
Yeah.
possibly.
Or it could even like not ferment. I don't remember what it said in the article that I read, but I took away from just like don't sugar it until you're ready to use it.
That is good to know.
I think spices like cinnamon and nutmeg are different than sugaring. What?
I mean, mostly I'm hoping that we get a lot of squash and pumpkins just to feed to the pigs.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Like we're not the biggest fan of spaghetti squash, but that's the squash that we have trying to grow right now. But we thought it would be great for the pigs.
Yeah.
The other day, that yellow squash that you sent us home with,
Yes.
we loved that.
Really?
Loved it.
That's
It was
good.
wonderful. So we'll try to do that.
Yeah. I have a coworker. She does catering stuff here in the Jefferson area, and she goes, "You have lots of squash." I was like, "Yeah, I do." She goes, "Let me send you this squash casserole recipe." So she sent it to me. And it's super easy. I'll have to forward it to you too. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. She said that when she makes the casserole, she'll take the squash and she'll peel the outer layer of it because it's a little waxy, and it's still good to eat, obviously, because we eat it. But she said it just takes away. It's kind of, I don't know what she said exactly, but she just said it makes it taste better if you just take a little bit, not even the whole thing. There's still yellow on it, but just like a thin layer of the outside. I was like, oh, I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, I didn't
Because we just throw it in there and eat it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like it's bad for you. It's just
there.
different texture, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like in zucchini and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to try it because I have some yellow squash that I still need to get rid of. I did just this morning give a whole bunch to the pigs that were, it was sitting on the counter, and the tomatoes were starting to get all juicy, coming leaking, and I was like, okay, those are for the pig.
Right.
I'm just glad that we have a pig so that
Yeah.
it doesn't go to waste.
That's
That
we've loved having a pig. Just every food thing, it doesn't go in the trash can, it goes in the food bucket.
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
It
It's
feels
very nice.
yeah, it feels like you're utilizing so much more.
Family does look at you weird whenever they come over and you tell them that though.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
what? I have to separate my food?
Absolutely.
Yep. Just like
Homesteader
when you
life.
recycle.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you don't have to feed them as
And then
much
if you
of
go like
the
a period
Yeah.
without pigs, you're like,
Mhm.
what do I do?
That was us for that bit of time after we took care of our first pig. We were like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Hell,
We generate so much more trash.
yeah,
Right?
it's so bad.
I mean, it's just nice. They're the garbage disposal for us.
Yeah.
We have an actual pig bowl that we'll just dump everything in. And the only sucky thing about it is that the kids will take it and bring it back and not rinse it or anything.
Yeah.
So it gets all stinky and stuff. So
I see
it
something
seems that
else
the
that's
kids
stinky.
were gone. She's stinky.
She smells. I'm sorry.
That's a job for your mama
Yeah.
or daddy.
Aw.
One of the two.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
I don't do that.
Can you get the wipes?
He didn't even do it when it was his kids.
Oh,
Sure not doing it with a girl.
I had a,
it is a lot different.
I've heard it's easier with girls.
Boys, you can't really get infected. It's a lot harder to get a voice.
Oh
You have
yeah.
to wipe correctly or something.
Yeah.
I had a standing life rule that I wasn't going to change a kid's diaper until it was my own. And I have a younger brother and sister, and you know I was 18 whenever they were born, so it was like my parents were trying to, hey, change your diaper. Not gonna do it.
He held true to it.
No, I held true to my rule until she came along.
And it's so funny because the day she was born, you know, the nurses were really good about showing him exactly what to do.
Yeah,
And
because I had no clue.
yeah,
And girls are different.
yeah, and the first couple of days when I was pretty much bedridden, I mean, he changed all the diapers and he was happy to do it. I guess because he wasn't burnt out
Yeah.
from the other one.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh?
She's like, huh? What?
You want to be
Where?
the star?
I think she is the star.
Yeah. Get us some viewing hours, will you?
She's a little diva. She's gonna be a performer.
Yeah.
She just likes to get up in front of people and just starts dancing like.
How long have we been going? 49 minutes? Probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. We're going to call it a night. So thanks for stopping out. How old is the baby? Ferdy wants to know.
She is 19 months old. So, yeah, 2 in December.
So
December.
And we got
what age do you
number
start stop saying months?
I'm
2.
thinking 2.
2?
2, yeah.
We never knew either. So.
I don't know. I just kind of say she's 2 now. I'll say she's 2 for the next year and a half, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's 18 months, and we have number 2 on the way in September. So
My sister, Franny, she's the one who asked. She has a daughter, and she was. When was she born? August. Her name is Emma.
Emma? Oh,
Yeah.
I like that name. It's like a simplistic pretty.
Mm-hmm. All right, we really will call it a night. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and if it's
Check
just
out
watching
Full
it,
Life Texas.
yep,
yeah,
thanks.
go check out our channel. We
27.
appreciate it.
Awesome. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
You gonna say bye? Say bye.